Hey, hello, welcome back to another video about the life in Japan. Sorry about the long wait of the videos. I've been pretty busy and held up with a lot of stuff. I'll start with something new, not necessarily about Japan, but something you will feel, especially living in Japan for a while. This one is called reverse culture shock. So I've been living here for a year and a half or so. I went back home in Canada, and just a lot of things were different. And I'm sure most of you who come from multiple countries, come from different countries, will experience the same feeling as well. In Japan, they're very strict in enforcing their kind of culture and customs to people, and it's a very natural way of getting people to understand and take in their culture and customs in a more natural way. So, for example, bowing to people and greeting everyone you see, or like greeting like the store clerks, people like that, walking on different sides of the roads, little things like that. You get used to them. And going back to a country which does not do any of those things, but in Canada, people just stand wherever on sidewalks. You don't greet anyone. You don't really say hi or bye or anything like that. Seeing all that, you feel like, wow, it's so different. It doesn't feel natural anymore. It's because Japan, they do a good job in making everything seem natural. That's just like a minor thing, and going back to Canada just for a week, I felt like everything was different, even though I lived there longer than in Japan. So if you are considering staying in Japan long term, just notice that once you go back home, it may not feel the same anymore. It may not feel like home when you first left. The place you've lived at, or the city or country where you're from, could change over time, and of course, time changes everything. So don't expect everything to be exactly the same, but do expect some changes. People move on. Just take in those changes as well, just like how you've changed when you came to Japan. So that's it. It's just again short video. Hopefully this will give you some insight about the reverse culture shock in your home countries. Again, don't worry too much about it. I felt a little weird at first when I saw things. I said, oh well, in Japan they don't do this, or in Japan they actually do this. So I mentioned this a lot to my friends and family. So good thing that you were able to learn a lot of things here in Japan. That's it for this video. Again, any comments or questions, leave it down comment section below, and I'll get back to you. Have a good night, and I'll see you next video. Happy New Year!